What do you fear? Do you fear the darkness? Do you fear noise? Maybe fear of heights? Fear of cats? Of flying? Of dogs? Clocks? Or do you have a fear of many things? A conventional Google search tells us that fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat. BeliefNet.com captures the definition of fear very well by saying fear is the future, so while your mind is in the future, it creates an anxiety gap, and that is how fear is created. A good place to start in order to understand why people fear is to start when the word was first used. Back to the BC, fear was used in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. Normally, it would be something saying to not fear or to fear not. The Oxford Dictionary agreed with the word fear being first used in the Bible and said that the word fear in Old English had a meaning of danger and calamity. Now I'm going to talk about what fear is considered to be in a scientist's perspective. Science.com says that fear is a chain reaction in the brain that starts with a stressful stimulus and ends with the release of chemicals that cause a racing heart, fast breathing, and energized muscles, along with other things also known as the fight or flight response. It's like that feeling you get when your body stiffens when you're home alone and you hear a knock at the door at 11 o'clock at night. It's your brain telling your body that you should be scared. Albert Einstein did a study called the Little Einstein Experiment. In this experiment, he had a baby, and with the baby, as any other child would, was very attracted to new sights and new sounds. So, Einstein would bring out burning newspaper, a white rat, a monkey, and a dog. And automatically, with all four of those things, the child would be drawn to touch it. So, every day, when he would bring out the burning newspaper, dog, rat, or monkey, he rung a loud bell right next to the child's ears, and that made the child want to not touch the animal or the newspaper and started to cry. After many days of doing the same exact thing, the child soon became fearful of the objects and the animals when they came out, or even when they were in the other room. This is an example of mentally obtaining a fear because of a childhood event. Scientists from Columbia University in New York have discovered neurons that prevent the formula of fearful memories in the hippocampus. The hippocampus stores memories of a specific context which where a lot of your bad memories have come from. Fear can only arise from remembering a memory, whether it's a memory from a scary movie, conversations with someone, watching the news, or experiencing something personal. Science.com agrees with what the scientists at Columbia University had said because it goes into the more eternal reason of why people fear. Going more into the brain parts involved in fear responses, the thalamus decides where to send incoming sensory data, whether it's from the ears, eyes, mouth, or skin. The sensory cortex interprets the sensory data. The hippocampus involves the retrieving and storing of conscious memories. The amygdala decodes emotion, determines possible threats, and stores fear memories. And the hypothalamus activates the fight or flight responses. The process of creating fear is entirely unconscious. There are two paths involved in the fear response: the low road, which is quick and messy, and the high road, which takes more time and delivers a more precise interpretation of events. As an example, using the low road way of thinking, if the front door to your home is suddenly banging against the frame, it could be the wind. It could also be a burglar trying to get in. It's far less dangerous to assume it's a burglar and have it turn out to be the wind than to assume it's the wind and have it turn out to be a burglar. The low road shoots first and asks questions later. For the high road, when you hear the noise of what appears to be knocking, your brain asks the question like, have I heard those noises before? Or, what other things are going on that might give me a clue as to whether this is a burglar or a windstorm? More of a conscientious choice when having the high road way of thinking. Although fear is a universal idea, depending on your location, you fear differently than someone else. For example, someone who lives where owning a car is the norm might have a fear of getting into an accident, whereas someone from Toga, Africa may fear they will die tomorrow from malnutrition or lack of safety. Even though everybody has a fear, it should never prevent them from living their life and doing something they would enjoy. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is, "For do not worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will bring its own worries," which is Matthew 6:34. Thank you.